So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
The Indiana Fever just played their biggest game of the season, a packed arena, playoff-level energy, and Caitlin Clark going head-to-head with the reigning champions. It had all the makings of a WNBA highlight moment, but instead of celebrating a great game, fans were left frustrated. The referees took the spotlight, and not in a good way. Caitlin Clark got hit multiple times with no calls. Lexi Hull was hit with a phantom foul, and somehow nearly every borderline call seemed to go New York's way. The crowd wasn't just confused, Wes, they were fired up. Even Fever head coach Stephanie White had enough. She spoke out after the game. So did Caitlin. And this wasn't just a one-off incident. It felt like a pattern, and it's starting to damage the league's reputation. Then came a major twist. In a move that stunned many, the WNBA suspended Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. According to internal reports, she failed to address repeated complaints about officiating. Concerns coming from players, coaches, and fans. It's the first time the league has taken action like this, and honestly, it didn't come out of nowhere. Sources say team owners and league executives had already been pushing behind the scenes for a change at the top, especially as big names. Players like Clark started speaking out. To a lot of people, this isn't just about missed calls, it's about protecting the future of the league. The WNBA is finally gaining serious momentum. Bigger crowds, higher TV ratings, and a surge of new fans. But if they don't fix the officiating problem, that momentum could disappear just as fast. So what really went down? What does it mean? And what has to happen next to keep the WNBA moving forward? Let's break it all down.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's just be honest. A lot of people think something's off with the WNBA, right? Now, some are even calling it rigged, and they're not being quiet about it. From the moment the Indiana Fever stepped onto the court, it didn't feel like a normal regular season game. The energy in Indianapolis was off the charts. The crowd was loud, the stars were out, and it had all the intensity of a playoff matchup. But while the Fever showed up ready to play, the officiating felt like a completely different story. Caitlin Clark was getting hit left and right with no whistles. Lexi Hull played clean, stayed in position, and still got called for a foul that clearly wasn't there. This didn't look like simple bad luck. It looked like something much bigger was going on.
The fact that this referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss.
Meanwhile, the Liberty were getting call after call, basically living at the free throw line. And let's be real, this isn't just a one-off. It's starting to look like a pattern. So here's the question. If you watched that game live, did it feel fair to you? This problem didn't begin last night. Since Caitlin Clark stepped into the league, she's been on the receiving end of non-stop physical play. Bumped, grabbed, even hit when the ball wasn't near her, and the refs mostly stayed silent. Remember that cheap shot from Kennedy Carter? It wasn't just dirty, it was dangerous, but the officials barely blinked. No flagrant foul, no technical. Just a regular foul, and on they went. And it's not just Clark. The whole Fever team keeps getting the short end of the whistle, game after game. Fans notice. Players feel it. And it's getting harder and harder to ignore.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on CB.
You want some numbers? Here they are. The Fever are down by 31 in free throw differential this season. That's not a mistake. That's a serious warning sign. Now, back to the Liberty game. On paper, it had everything. Caitlin Clark threading perfect passes to Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull locking down defense, highlight plays, huge momentum swings. This should have been a WNBA classic. Instead, it turned into a ref circus. New York got to the free throw line 32 times. Indiana, just 15. That's more than double. In a tight game, that's not just a stat. That's the difference between winning and losing. And it wasn't only about the number of calls. It was the type of fouls. The Liberty got calls on the softest touches. The Fever? Even when they took hard hits, the whistle stayed silent. It felt like two different rule books were being followed. Caitlin Clark was shoved off her spot all night long. On the final play, she was fouled 4 times, grabbed, pushed, hit, and still no whistle. Ask yourself, would that ever happen to LeBron or Steph in crunch time of a playoff game? Absolutely. Not
disappointing, that it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter, because it was a tight ball.
Or now let's talk about Coach Stephanie White. And she didn't hold back. After the game, she went straight at the refs in the press conference. A -31 free throw difference, and we're the ones attacking the rim? That's not just unfair, it's disrespectful. This isn't just frustration, it's anger, and it's been building for a while. But Stephanie's message wasn't just for the officials, it was for her team. She wanted them to know, I see what's happening, I've got your back, and I'm not going to stay quiet. For a young team still figuring things out, that kind of leadership is huge. Then there's Caitlin Clark. She didn't call out the refs publicly, but her body language said it all. Disbelief in her eyes, frustration in her voice, and exhaustion in her tone. Aaliyah Boston kept it simple with a no comment. But after watching all this, that silence speaks volumes. Now here's where it gets really intense. The WNBA has reportedly suspended Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Yes, the top boss is out. The first time this has ever happened in league history. Why internal reports say she ignored months of growing complaints about the officiating. Players were speaking up. Coaches were fed up. Fans had seen enough. And it doesn't stop there. Rumors say some team owners were quietly pushing for her removal. And when stars like Caitlin Clark started speaking out publicly, it was game over. Some say Kathy became the scapegoat. Others say it was about time. Either way, this is the biggest shakeup the league has seen in years. Here's the bottom line. The WNBA is at a turning point. The league is finally getting big. Attendance is up, TV ratings are climbing, and Caitlin Clark alone has brought millions of new fans. But what do those fans see? Missed calls, one-sided officiating, refs who don't even try to hide the bias. And fans? They know basketball. They know what's fair. If this keeps up, they'll walk away. The WNBA has a huge opportunity right now. If they want to keep these new fans and earn their trust, they have to fix this.
It's another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin.
The WNBA had a golden chance to turn casual fans into die-hard supporters. But with every blown call, they're pushing people away. So here's a question. Would you keep watching a league that doesn't protect its biggest stars? It's time for the WNBA to get serious. This isn't just about fixing the officiating, it's about protecting the heart of the game. Every player, no matter how big their name, deserves a fair shot. Because here's the truth. If the league loses Caitlin Clark's fan base, there won't be another chance like this. The Fever have done their part. Their players are fighting hard. Their coach is speaking up. Their fans are showing up. Now it's the league's move. So what really happened with Commissioner Kathy Engelbert? At first, the league said she made a bold call, suspending referees after reviewing footage from that chaotic Fever versus Liberty game. The official story? It was about holding people accountable and protecting the league's integrity. But behind the scenes, it was a different story. Sources say that very night, top WNBA executives quietly asked Engelbert to step down. And here's the kicker. This wasn't just about one bad game. The pressure had been building for months, mainly over one issue, claims of bias, especially favoritism toward the New York Liberty. And this isn't just fan talk. These concerns are coming from inside the league. Let's rewind to last year's WNBA Finals. The Liberty won a tight series against the Minnesota Lynx. But what really caught attention wasn't just the game. It was what happened after. Commissioner Engelbert walked onto the court wearing a dress in Liberty's team colors. Fans watching at home were shocked. People asked, "Wait, is the commissioner seriously wearing the other team's colors after the championship?" That moment didn't sit right with a lot of people. It only confirmed their suspicions. That image of Engelbert, smiling and handing over the trophy in blue and black, went viral. To many fans, it didn't look neutral. It looked like she was part of the Liberty. After a game filled with late, controversial calls that helped New York clinch the win, that image aged terribly. Was it just a fashion choice? Maybe. But for fans already convinced the league favored the Liberty's super team, it felt like proof. That trophy ceremony planted seeds of doubt. And every questionable call since has only made those doubts grow. The latest game against Indiana? It was the breaking point. The missed calls, the no calls, the huge free throw gap. It felt all too familiar and way too obvious. Then came the league's response, suspending the referees, but only after social media exploded. It looked like damage control in real time. Behind the scenes, insiders say team owners and executives were already pushing for change. With Caitlin Clark bringing millions of new viewers, the league knew it couldn't afford another scandal. So Kathy Engelbert became the message. The scapegoat. What started as a move to hold officials accountable ended with the commissioner being shown the door. Because this isn't just about basketball anymore, it's about trust, fairness, and the league's reputation. In 2025, with the sports world watching, the WNBA couldn't risk another mess, especially with Caitlin Clark at the center of it all. Let's be honest,